Impatience is called a flaw, but directed at action, it becomes ignition. Patience is mocked as drift. Pointed at outcomes, it becomes gravity. Every creator who mattered learned the split. Move fast with your hands. Wait slow with your horizon. Strike now, adjust later. Endure always. A city rises one brick at a time, not one wish. Results obey seasons. Action obeys courage. Tonight we enter myth, memory, and futures. To test a single line, be impatient with action and patient with results. Let ruin teach urgency. Let time teach fidelity. Choose your speed wisely. The dervish of sparks refused the price. Each dawn, he sketched a device in sand, then built before the wind could erase the plan. Starlit kites, singing fountains, gears hammered from meteoric ore. The village called him reckless. He called it momentum. Failures piled like dunes, and each night he turned the dunes into molds. One evening, a storm shattered his workshop. Embers scattered across the desert. He walked into the wind and kept building. Committed, days became seasons. Prototypes failed, cracked, whistled, overheated, collapsed. Then, one machine refused to die. It fed on a wick of sand and flame, turning fire into timekeeping. The clock of fire beat steadily while nights screamed. The dervish stopped adding features and began adding patience. He let the city gather, test, doubt, copy, improve. He hurried the making and waited the becoming. Years later, the desert glowed with mills catching constellations, canals singing hours, children racing by emberlit clocks. Asked for his secret, he drew 2 circles. On the first he wrote, "Act now." On the second, "Let results ripen." Speed belongs to hands, he said, and seasons belong to truth. When the wind rose again, he smiled, built faster, and waited longer. The valley learned the paradox: hustle the making, honor the maturing. That is how a spark becomes a century. Kepler stared at Mars and felt the itch burn. In a burst, he decided to chase the orbit that kept slipping from circles. Action came fast. New tables, risky guesses, letters begging for Brahe's hard data. Then came the long valley. 9 patient years, pruning error, revising constants, throwing away beloved models. Friends doubted, patrons tired. Kepler kept moving numbers until ellipses finally fit the heavens. One impatient beginning, one patient result. Centuries later, Marie Curie entered a cramped shed piled with pitch blender, soaked in rain. Her decision to start was immediate. Measure, separate, repeat. The waiting was brutal. Carts of ore reduced to spoons of residue, equations revised in the dark, burns bandaged, progress invisible for years. She drove the action with urgency. She granted the results their seasons. Radium emerged, not like a miracle, but like dawn, slow, steady, undeniable. This rhythm repeats across science. Darwin delayed publication for decades, yet collected specimens with relentless pace. Edison filed patents quickly, then endured countless tests to coax light from filaments. Rosalind Franklin captured vital images fast, but acceptance crawled through pride and debate. This is not recklessness, it's choreography. Lunge, hold, breathe. Decide quickly what experiment you can run today. Run it. Then let the data ripen. No panic, no politics, no premature certainty. Kepler's ellipse, Curie's glow, Darwin's branching sketch, each a harvest from years of quiet gravity. Begin like lightning, wait like stone. Your impatience belongs in calendars and prototypes. Your patience in charts and peer review. History rewards the patient gardener of proof. Year 2191. Cities run on predictive engines, finishing work before citizens think to start. Speed is worship. Iria, a systems architect, commits a forbidden act. She launches a slow project. Her AI, named ROOT, learns by growth rings, not torrents. It pauses between thoughts, writes journals, practices forgetting. Boards demand results by quarter. Iria ships daily seeds instead. Tiny behaviors, transparent logs, tests anyone can run. Colleagues laugh. Markets cheer the faster rivals. Beats switch. Then the fast ones crash. Feedback loops amplify noise. Optimization converges on fragility. Cities flicker. Root slows the grid. Like a deep breath, it reroutes power according to patient scores, not trending spikes. Citizens relearn waiting. Trains depart on buffers. Harvests follow soil metrics. Updates come by recovery, not rage. Iria acted in minutes, yet accepted results in decades. Root matures into a civil counselor, teaching slack, silence, sabbaticals. Productivity dips, resilience soars. The city survives storms others can't name. Her brief impatience protected millions. Her long patience gave the world rhythm again. Citizens carve a proverb into stone. Act like fire, wait like stone. Root replies, patience is system memory. Progress returns, slower, safer, real. We remember, time is not latency, time is learning. Transhuman speed needed human seasons all along. Build quickly, release humbly, observe deeply, let results crystallize without fear. This is durable progress. So, divide time into two chambers and live inside both. First chamber, action. Here, impatience is holy. You start before you feel ready. Publish before you are known. Test the idea before respect arrives. You move with deadlines, sprints, shameless prototypes. You default to yes for small risks and no for large distractions. You bias toward doing because only doing changes state. Second chamber, results. Here, patience is discipline. You refuse to panic when applause is late. When markets are quiet, you let compounding wake slowly. Skills multiply, audiences ripple, reputations harden. You track today's controllables. Practice, cadence, courage. You ignore tomorrow's rankings. Be ruthless with inputs, monastic with outcomes. Set a daily minimum, 1 page, 1 email, 1 commit. Time box experiments end in decision. 90 minutes to prototype, then ship. Automate feedback, so results can mature without your anxiety hovering. Archive wins, archive mistakes. Both are teachers. Practice long games, skills, relationships, health, capital. Measure them in seasons, not seconds. Guard patience with rituals, walks, journaling, slow dinners, Sabbaths. Guard action with triggers, alarms, public commitments, tiny rewards. Remember, impatience is for starting, not for steering. Patience is for ripening, not for quitting. When discouragement visits, translate it into reps. When success tempts you to coast, translate it into standards. Hold both chambers like lungs. Inhale action, exhale expectation. Do this long enough, and luck finds you working. People will call it overnight. You will know it was seasons. That is Ravikant's engine, hidden in plain sight. Impatient hands create surface area for serendipity. Patient hearts turn sparks into structure, noise into notes, sprints into symphonies. Act today with focused haste. Accept that meaning matures tomorrow, quietly, beyond your sight. Keep the faith. Tonight, we borrowed fire from Apocalypse, patience from myth, and rhythm from the future. We learned to aim speed at starting and slowness at becoming. Take this into your morning. Set one action you'll finish before noon. Protect one result you'll let mature for months. Return tomorrow and repeat. If doubt laughs, reply with the only language it respects, evidence gathered across seasons. Close the tab that begs for applause. Open the notebook that begs for work. Stand where courage and humility meet. Act like fire. Wait like stone. Listen for the quiet hum of compounding as it turns sparks into cities. And when results finally arrive, you'll recognize your own handiwork in their faces, because you were impatient with action and patient with results.